You can go no further with regular tires, Tony Reno. You shall now ride with the dark side.
Hey, what's up, people? Alright, yo, what's up, people? This is Tony Reno for twowheelforfun.com. Yo, I know it's been a while, but I've been on my butt sick with the cold and needing tires and all that other stuff, so but I'm back to show you how to change the tires on your Honda Goldwing GL1800 without putting it on its side. So let's go out here and check this out. I'm losing daylight. Oh, no, that's pretty close. I'm actually losing daylight, so maybe I'll just take tomorrow off from work and finish this up. But we'll just call this part one of the show. As you all know, this is the 2016 Honda Goldwing GL1800, and it's time for new tires. And just like everybody else, I think I'm gonna dark wing this and put a car tire on the rear so I can increase the mileage. It's not supposed to handle it's not supposed to mess with the stability or anything of that nature. So I'm gonna give dark wing a try, and if I don't like it, I'll just go back to motorcycle tires. For right now, the going thing is to get an expensive motorcycle lift, pick the bike up in the air, change the tires that way. Option two is to lay the Goldwing on its right side and then go underneath that way and remove the tires. But I'm gonna try it the manufacturer's way. And I'm gonna show you how easy this is. The hardest part is just getting time to do it. Getting time and take your time. I even had my impact wrench to loosen the bolts, but I couldn't get in there like I wanted to. So as you all know, we got five bolts right here. They go on the wheel. I couldn't get my impact wrench in there, so I just got out my little breaker bar, put it on the nut, lift it up, and it just loosened right off. So tomorrow I'll be able to unscrew all of the nuts, get it off the tire, and instead of laying the bike on its right side and possibly damaging the side cases, I'm going to attempt to remove the rear wheel through the access panel on the rear of the bike. It's just 4 screws to remove on my model, which is a 2016 Honda Goldwing GL1800. I think 2012 or 2011 on down, you may have a few more screws to move, so please refer to your owner's manual if you're going to try to access the rear wheel through the access panel. After doing this, I will tell you it is a lot easier if your bike is on a lift, as long as the bike is stable and it doesn't drop. That's really the easiest way to do this, because I did encounter some problems, and hopefully I can share those with you as the video continues. Alright, what's up, people? Okay, as you can tell by the sunset here, I'm still losing daylight, but since removing the rear panel looked a lot easier than I thought it was, I figured I'd take a few minutes, study it, and see if I can get it out. And unlike the I guess 2011 and on down models, with the 2012 and up models, there are actually 4 screws or 4 bolts that you have to remove for the access panel. There's one here on the left side, lower left side, one on the lower right. And then if you look underneath, I don't know if you can see that hole there. I'll point this hole to you right here. There's one on the upper right, and then there's one on the upper left. Take those 4 bolts out. You want to take those 4 bolts out, and then, oops, be careful because there's a lot of plug pins, as you see right here. But you basically just pry this out, and then this drops off, and there's the rear tire. And like I said earlier, there's a support brace on the 2011 and down models. There's 2 support brackets there. On the 2012 and up, well, I'll just say on the 2016 because that's what I have. There's 1 support bracket here. So tomorrow I'm gonna remove these screws, and I guess it's a little whatever this pouch is here, we're gonna have to remove that as well. But maybe after I take off the support brackets, maybe it'll slide right on out. But we'll get to that tomorrow. I've already loosened the nuts. So tomorrow, all I have to do is just take the bolts off, take off this little bracket right here, and the rear tire should roll right on out. All right. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace. All right, good morning, people. This is Tony Reno for Two Wheel for Fun. This is what is this, Friday morning? I don't even know what day it is, but anyway, I started removing the rear tire yesterday, which was Thursday evening after work. Started running out of daylight, so I figured I'd get as far as I could get, and then finish it up this morning. As you know, this is the 2016 GL1800, and most people that, like I said yesterday, most people that remove the rear tire on their bike, they either put it up on a lift, raise it up. The second option, which I definitely didn't want to experiment with, is they lay the bike, you know, they put pillows or they put it in the grass, and they actually lay the bike down on the right side. Put the kickstand up or something like that, put it on the right side, lay it over, and then take the tires off that way. I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to chance scarring up the side bags or the front of the bike or anything of that nature. So, and as a recap, what I did yesterday was, I don't know if you can see it, but I loosened up the wheel bolts. There's 5 of them, 5 lug nuts under there. So I loosened those up yesterday. I just used a breaker bar. I was trying to get my impact wrench in there. It got in there, but it just kept spinning. So I used the breaker bar, which was actually a lot easier than the impact wrench. So remove those bolts. So that tire is ready to come off. To get to this access panel, yesterday I said you had to remove these screws, but you don't. It's actually 4 screws that you have to remove. 1 here, so lower left, lower right. Remove the license plate. Well, actually, to remove the license plate is on the older model. On this model, 2016, you don't have to remove the license plate, so I could have left that on. But underneath the license plate, right here in the corner, it's a bolt here in the upper left, and then another one on the upper right. So that's 4 bolts to remove. Once you remove those bolts and take out the or lightly pry this apart, then that access panel drops off, and there's the rear tire. But before you can get to it, looks like I have to remove this little condenser unit thing here, but it looks like there's an additional 4 screws to remove to take that out. So let me loosen those up and see what we're looking at, and I'll get right back to you. Peace. Alrighty, people, it was just like I figured, but one little extra thing I want to show you is I had the access panel just hanging, but this little clip on here, you just hit that little clip and it disconnects from the panel, and then you can just move this out of the way. And as I was stating earlier, there was the 4 bolts, 2 on the bottom and then 2 on the top of this reservoir. Just basically take the bolts off, remove this little support beam, and then I'm currently taking these 2 bolts out here up top, and that's gonna let this reservoir move out of the place. All right, so let me get that off and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I've taken off the support bracket. I've removed the other 2 bolts from this little reservoir or whatever, but when I took the rubber boot off, it looks like to be maybe the amp or something for the stereo, covered in I guess a plastic waterproof bucket. I don't know, but it doesn't come all the way out. I could take out the amplifier, but taking the 2 screws off here, it made it come back a little bit. I was able to pull it back a little bit, so I think that should be enough room to get the rear tire off. So let me undo the bolts and see what happens. Be right back with you. Okay, all right, just as I imagined, here we are some 30 minutes later. Simple solution after deflating the tire and still trying to get this this little reservoir thing out. Then I noticed there are actually 4 bolts, and this is, I guess, the amplifier for the stereo. There are 4 bolts that's holding it into this little plastic bucket here. So you take off those 4 bolts, 2 on the left side, 2 on the right side, and I used a screwdriver to like put it on these little metal ends here and pry it out, and take off the bottom vacuum hose. And actually, I don't even know if I have to take that off. Yeah, I'm gonna take off that bottom vacuum hose, which is right here, and then that's gonna allow me to slide that plastic reservoir completely out, like so. I just removed it. Well, can't slide it all the way out, but it will allow you to get it up high enough to get the tire out. Let's see if I don't know if you can capture that or not. Well, I'm not going to be able to put it down, but I'm getting ready to put this down, pull the plastic reservoir all the way up, and then slide the tire out. Okay, now this will give you a better picture of what I was talking about. This reservoir here, I just removed those. It's 4 bolts, 2 on the left side, 2 on the right side. Move those out, pry the amplifier out, and then that will allow you to pull it back far enough to just slide the tire out. I'm gonna say getting a lift is probably the easiest and best option, because you really don't have to remove anything. You don't have to remove the access panel, you don't have to remove the amplifier or anything of that nature. All you do is jack the bike up, take off the 5 lug nuts, and just slide the tire out from the bottom. So maybe I'll see about getting a small portable motorcycle jack. I kind of didn't see the need, since I really, don't change the tires all that often, especially now that I'm going Darkside. I probably won't be changing them, or I'll be changing them maybe every 20,000-30,000 miles, but I guess a jack may pay its dividends in other things, in other types of maintenance, but we'll see. Anyway, let me get this rear tire off, and I'm not going to do a removal and installation of the front tire, because most people dealing with motorcycles, they know how to take off the front tire. I mean, it's pretty standard for any motorcycle. It was just this rear tire on the Goldwing that was a pain in the backside. So yeah, the front is pretty standard, I would assume, so I'm not even going to go there. So but anyway, that's how you remove the tire. And man, I'm glad I did take that off. There's a damn nail in there. So I guess I'm damn, I didn't even see that. But anyway, that's how you remove the tire. Hopefully I can get a, yeah, and there it is. So I'll leave that off, take these to the shop and get this shit changed. The tire is still pretty good. Most people will maybe say they can probably get about another 1,000 miles out of these or so, but it's just flatlining pretty good. Since on the Goldwing I'm mostly doing highway miles, but yeah, anyway. And like I said earlier, I didn't even realize I had there's a nail in there. So eventually that would have wound down and gave me a slow leak. So side tread is not so bad. Like I said, I probably could have still got maybe a good 1,000 miles out of this, but better safe than sorry, especially for me. For me, when I see the wear bars, or when the tires, even with the wear bars, it's time for me to change. So that's why I'm doing it. So we get this front tire off, try to get this thing to the shop, get these tires changed, and get it back on. See you guys later. Hey, good afternoon, people. This is Tony Reno from Two Wheel for Fun. I'm back at it. As you guys already know, I was replacing the tires on the 2016 Honda Goldwing. But what I didn't tell you guys is that I am entering into the dark side. Not only dark side, but I'm going to try this double Darkside thing. There's the rear front that's on there, and as you guys already know, I removed the rear through the access panel. Once again, this is a lot easier and I guess a little safer than putting the bike on the right hand side, but I think the best way to do this is to get a lift, and that way you don't have to remove all of that other stuff that's under there to get the tire out of the way. So yeah, this was an experience, a journey, one that I don't think I'll be repeating. I think I'll end up getting a lift for the next time. But anyway, here is the Darkside Bridgestone run flat that everybody's running right now. So is that I was going double Darkside to see how that feels. So I got the BT45 on the front. It's right there. Changed that, and I also put the Bridgestone car tire on the rear, the Bridgestone 190 55 16, I believe, that everybody's going to. I decided to give this Darkside thing a try because as you all know, man, no matter what I put on this bike, or even the ZX14, I'm only getting 5,000 miles out of a set of tires. If I ride gingerly, I'm getting like maybe 7 at the most. So instead of changing tires every 5,000 miles on the Goldwing, I figured I'd go with the car tire and see what that's all about. I've been maybe about 50 miles so far, and like everybody says, you get used to it real quick. There is at first there's a small bubble, if you will, that you have to get used to when turning, because the bike does want to stay upright, so you have to give a little bit more of a input when you're turning. But after 50 miles, man, it feels really good. And as you guys all know, I'm like really on the Goldwing. You know, I pretty much ride it like the 14, so definitely no slouch when it comes to riding. So The riding style was not affected at all. So if you're just talking about dark siding and haven't experienced it, you might want to think about it. Of course, read up on it. I'm not saying just go out and automatically do this. Maybe try single dark siding first before you go double. But I mean, I've been riding for over 20 years, so it's it's just an experience thing for me. So in my opinion, so far so good. And honestly, even though there is no handling issues, I don't know if I'll stay dark side, because to me it's just something about motorcycle tires and motorcycles. That's just my own personal opinion. But for right now, I don't see anything wrong with dark siding, especially if I get the 20 or 30,000 miles out of a set of tires. Who knows? Maybe I'll be dark siding in the Alps when I go this July. All right. Till next time. Catch you guys later. It's Tony Reno. Out.
You can go no further with regular tires, Tony Reno. You shall now ride with the dark side.